Hey. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Friday Night Live here on the Missouri Sports Network. My name is Guy and I can be with you for the next hour and a half. Be visiting with coaches from around the state. We've already lined up a couple of interviews. Here coming up at 9:45, Seckman High School head football coach Nick Bear will join us, and then Jeff Geschwinder from Hannibal High School. He will join us as well. We've reached out to Republic. Capital City, Stockton High School, maybe Eureka as well. Smithville High School coach Josh Spear. Hope everyone is having a good evening out there, driving safe. And as always, the Missouri State Highway Patrol reminds us, take that 3 seconds and buckle up. It's 3 seconds that could save your life. Be safe, be smart, and be here tomorrow. Go to scoreboardguy.net. We'll update the scores here as we go on. Go to MissouriSportsNetwork.com, and all the high school and college scores are there as well. Hey, and do us a favor. Go to our Facebook page, sign up on Facebook, and like us. Give us a like on Facebook so we know that you're paying attention. Or go to our YouTube page at Missouri Sports Network on YouTube and subscribe. Already 34 eyeballs here on us now. We've just approached 70,000 hits on the evening. Hey, shoot us a message in our chat. You can go to our Facebook chat, YouTube chat, or Twitter chat, and you can send us a message if there's a score that we don't have that you have. Maybe you were at the game, or maybe you're looking for a score. We did that last week for folks around the state as well. As I mentioned, we've reached out to 8 or 10 coaches here to join us tonight. A lot of them will be on school buses, so they may choose not to call and be part of the show. We do know that we do have 2 guests already lined up at 9:45, Nick Bear from Seckman High School, and at 10 o'clock, Jeff Geschwinder from Hannibal High. And we're trying to get a hold of Coach Ryan Cornelson from Republic to join us at about towards the end of the show. Without further ado, we'll get to the scores. First off, from last night in high school football from around the state, it was University City over Afton 33-20. Liberty defeats Fort Zumwalt South 56-28. Seckman High School, they defeat Hazelwood West 41-7. It was Kirkwood over Ladue 41-3. Branson defeats Logan Rogersville 56-14. We did reach out to Branson head coach Aaron Hafner as well. Mark Twain over Louisiana 24-6, and Northwest defeats Parkway Central. On our scoreboard from tonight, in 8-man football, brought to you by Bambino's Italian Cafe. That's the studio where we do the show from, and every Monday, join us for the Quarterback Club. Doors open at 11, meals served at 11:30. It's a buffet-style meal. It's $10, cash only. Hear from college and high school coaches from around the Springfield area every Monday. Just 2 left, just 2 regular season meetings left before our awards assembly on November the 4th. I say awards assembly, that's my high school coach, high school administrator. It is the awards banquet on November the 4th. We'll be recognizing our small school classes, players of the year, MVPs, offensive players of the year, defensive players of the year, and coaches of the year for small school, large school, and then the Springfield public school systems as well. But hey, do me a favor, send me a chat right now. Let me know where you're listening from, what game you were at tonight. On the 8-man scoreboard from tonight, it was Lockwood over Appleton City 58-34. Platte Valley defeats DeKalb 60-7. New Heights over Jasper 52-16. It was Worth County 60-14 over King City. Elsewhere, St. Joe Christian defeats Princeton 74-20. Mountain City over South Holt 36-21. Knox County defeats Southwest 76-18. Wellington Napoleon over St. Paul Lutheran 49-0. Elsewhere, West Nottoway, they shut out Stewartsville 52-0. On our Class 1 scoreboard, brought to you by Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks, Marionville barely hangs on as they defeat Ash Grove. Ash Grove goes for 2 in the win late in the game, and they fall to the number 1 ranked team, Marionville. I don't know this. I believe it was 21-20, but we'll see on that. But I know that Marionville escapes there. Ava shuts out Kabul 51-0. It was Adrian over El Dorado Springs 35-7. South Callaway defeats Lynn 49-8. Mid Buchanan over Mid Buchanan over Penny 20-6. Brookfield defeats Milan 18-0. Pierce City over Miller 34-8. Putnam County defeats Gallatin 36-14. Page 2, brought to you by Central Bank of the Ozarks. Central Bank of the Ozarks with several locations across Missouri. Here on page 2, got Baylor out of Tennessee, and they defeat St. Pius X 48-7. And I apologize. I'm trying to take care of a number of different things right now. But as always, hey, sign up and follow us on Twitter. You can go to our Twitter accounts at Scoreboard Guy or at Missouri _ sports on Twitter. Just over 65,000 hits tonight on our Twitter account as we're reporting scores from across the state of Missouri. Continuing on here, Baylor, Tennessee over St. Pius X 48-7. Valley Catholic in a matchup of 2 really good teams in Class 1. Valley Catholic defeats Bowling Green 42-20. It was Centralia over Palmyra 44-12. Fair Grove, they continue to roll. They move to 8-0 as they defeat Forsyth 48-13. Herman over Pacific 14-7. Lafayette County defeats Lexington 49-6. It was Mountain Grove 41-20 over Houston. Page 3, brought to you by Liuna. Liuna Labor's Local 663. Feel the power. Reminding us, hey, drive safely in those work zones. Those folks want to go home to their families as well. Elsewhere, just some updates coming in as Warsaw defeats Midway 40-7 and Lincoln over Colcamp 42-28. Elsewhere on page 3, McDonald County. They host Central of Kansas City and they shut them out 42-0. North County over St. Clair 33-14. Reed Spring, they shut out Buffalo 38-0. Savannah over Maryville 42-14. We have reached out to Anthony Hayes, the head football coach at Savannah. Big conference match up there. Also, it's Carl Junction, and they hang on. They defeat Bolivar 27-21. That was right here in my backyard. Chaminade 62-35 over Hillsboro here on page 4. Page 4 brought to you by Great Southern Bank. Great Southern Bank with more than 100 locations in 6 states. Great Southern Bank. They care as much about your money as you do. Understanding what really matters. Member FDIC. It was Kearney shutting out Winnetonka 42-0. Page 5 brought to you by Silo Ridge Golf and Country Club here in Bolivar, Missouri. Silo Ridge Golf and Country, one of the nicest courses in the state of Missouri. It was Eureka over McClure 47-2. We've also reached out to Eureka head football coach Jacob Sumner, as we have the previous 8 weeks. We'll get him on at some point. Republic defeats Neosho 40-0. Parkway West over Melville 28-27. Carthage over Webb City 14-13. Page 6, brought to you by the Bank of Billings. The Bank of Billings, established in 1889, the oldest bank in Christian County. Cardinal Ritter defeats DeSmet 28-3. We have reached out to Cardinal Ritter head coach Brandon Spain as well. Liberty North over Rocker 16-13. And tomorrow's scores are scheduled, brought to you by Doak Propane here in Bolivar, Missouri. For all your propane needs, see the folks at Doak. Tomorrow will be Bishop LeBlanc taking on Greenfield. Roosevelt will take on John Burroughs. Father Tolton will be at KIPP KC Legacy. Veritas Christian will be at Malden. West Plains will be at Marshfield. Rittenhour will be at McClure North. Jackson will be at Miller Career Academy. Herculaneum at Perryville. Principia will be at Priory. Kelly will be at Soldan. And Duchesne will be at Westminster Christian, and Riverview Gardens will be at Jennings. As we await Coach Nick Bear from Seckman will check some of the other sources and scores from around the area. Also plan to be joined by Alan Hilliard from Alan Hilliard Sports at some point in the show. It was Rockport over East Atchison 44-12. Life Prep over Kansas City East Christian 54-8. TDW, the Jaguars, they forfeit again to Flora out of Flora, Illinois. I don't know that they have played a game this season. Scotland County over Crystal City 44-20. Was Clayton over Normandy 47-8. Parkway West defeats Melville 28-27. Kearney shuts out Winnetonka 42-0. St. Genevieve in the fourth quarter leads Jefferson 42-21. St. Vincent, they defeat Grandview 42-20. Fort Osage over Grand Valley 15-8. Fort Zumwalt West late in the fourth leads Timberland 25-20. Hal defeats Hal Central 42-7. Warrensburg over Clinton 63-14. Westran, they hold on and they defeat Clark County 22-20. Kickapoo in the fourth quarter leading Waynesville 35-14. Washington defeats Fort Zumwalt East 41-14. Elsewhere, in a battle of unbeatens, Warrenton, they knock off Orchard Farm 42-21. Elsewhere, Van Horn defeats University City 23-20. Union over St. James 28-12. Belton defeats Truman 42-0. Sullivan over Owensville 49-14. Stratford late in the fourth on top of Clever 43-7. We have reached out to Coach Tim Hester from Stratford as well. Stockton, they defeat Skyline 54-6. North Andrew over Stanberry 48-20. Also, it was Lee Summit over Staley 63-28. St. Pius X over Lafayette 74-0. St. Michael, the Archangel, they defeat Hogan Prep 56-16. Also, has gone final. St. Francis Borgia, they knock off Vianney 28-23. Elsewhere, Mound City defeats South Holt 36-21. It was Polo over South Harrison, 36-34. We have got confirmation. Anthony Hayes from Savannah will be joining us at 10:10 as they get a big conference win over Maryville. Smithville, they defeat Grandview 56-14. We have reached out to head coach Josh Spear there as well. In the fourth quarter was Sykeston over New Madrid County Central 49-21. Sherwood, they knock off Lone Jack 57-0. Savannah defeats Maryville 42-14. We will be joined by Savannah head coach Anthony Hayes at 10 after 10. Sarcoxy, they defeat Diamond 42-28. And I apologize. I'm texting too many different coaches right now, so please bear with me here. Platte County over Ruskin 55-14. Rockwood Summit defeats, they're up 45-21 in the fourth on Marquette. I think that has gone final. Liberty North defeats Rockhurst 16-13. Watch that game a little bit. Rockbridge, they defeat Hickman 58-7. Reach Springs shuts out Buffalo 38-0. Putnam County, they defeat Gallatin as well here tonight. And that final was 36-14, Putnam County over Gallatin. Other scores from tonight. Well, there's a lot of the same. Park Hill defeats Ray-Pec 28-13. Don't believe Ray-Pec has won a game this year. At Putnam County, it's a win tonight as well. We are pleased to be joined now by the Seckman head football coach, Nick Bear. Coach Bear, thanks for joining us.
Hey, no problem.
Coach, a big win last night. First off, tell us about the game.
Oh, yeah, big one last night at Hazelwood West. We played our second game in a row on a Thursday. Short week of preparation, but, we came out. Football game.
Tell us about some of your players that really played well on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, Ben Lewis, tailback, he had 2 touchdowns last night. Had a 90-yard kickoff return for a touchdown. Actually, back-to-back weeks where we've been able to return a kickoff. So that always adds a little spark, when you're trying to get things going. And Brady Ambrose started the game off, first play of the game, 68-yard touchdown, and we kind of got back to really what we do on the ground. And defense did a really good job containing Hazelwood West's quarterback. And, when you play offense, defense, special teams, good things happen.
Now, next week, you don't have to play on a Thursday. You get to play Friday. You got Webster Groves. What do you know about that team?
Webster Groves. We finally kind of get back to a normal week of preparation, so definitely looking forward to that. Get back on the lights on a Friday night. Webster Groves, another conference opponent. An opportunity for another undefeated regular season to go 9-0 for us and win our 4th straight conference championship. Along with sealing up that first district seed and a first round bye and home playoff. So a lot on the line next week. I'm not sure what Webster Groves did tonight. I'm on the couch now. I'm watching baseball. I've fallen asleep a few times, but and I've been keeping up with a few games. But no, I don't know. I'm not sure how they did this week. But there'll always be games. They're a conference opponent. We know they'll be ready.
Yeah, and Coach, you've got your district now. There's just 6 teams in your district. Obviously, you're going to get a first round bye if you're able to hang on and win next week. What does that mean to you as far as getting healthy and then that extra week of preparation?
Yeah, for us, and I'm sure everybody kind of goes through it, but I feel like we've had 5 seasons worth of injuries this year, all in 1 year. So for us, it's going to be a great opportunity to get our guys healthy, and then we're kind of like I said, if we play it out as we need to, kind of look at that 4 or 5 matchup and see which 2 teams we might end up facing, and really start prepping for the team we're going to play. Have that extra week of preparation for our defense and the offense to kind of show up a few things. So it's definitely something we are looking forward to.
Right now, that 4-5 matchup would be Oakville or Northwest Cedar Hill. Are you familiar with those teams?
Yeah, we've played both teams already this year. Fox is another team that could end up in one of those spots. And, I guess the old adage, you got to beat a team twice in a season, could be a little difficult. And, of those teams, Oakville, Northwest, they'll all be ready and get through them. And then, then you're looking at Lindbergh, Jackson, and, hopefully another rematch of the district championship last year.
All right. Well, Coach Bear, obviously we have a rule here. If you're a part of the show, you got to be here 3 times to be a friend of the show. You've been here more than that, and because of that, I will tell you, Oakville defeated Webster Groves tonight, 35-14.
Oh, good. See, I appreciate that. Thanks for keeping me updated. I'm happy to be a friend. My wife says I need more friends, so
yeah,
that's good.
Well, who's winning the baseball game?
Oh, the Indian, or the Guardians are trying to come back. So it's 6-5 now. Top of the 8th. I'm fall asleep and then I wake up. I fall asleep and then I wake up. So.
All right. Well, hey, it's a much deserved Friday night off, but Coach Bear, as always, I appreciate you being part of the show, and we look forward to visiting with you here as we get into the playoffs.
All right. Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
You bet. Good night.
Yep.
Coach Nick Bear, kind enough to join us here, and they're 8-0, and they're probably in a Class 6 district. Right now, as you look at them, they're in that District 1. Lindbergh right now they're in that 2 spot. Not sure what they did tonight. I think they lost tonight to Marquette. So they're going to go to 6-2. So Jackson may be able to jump them into that 2 spot there. So they've got an opportunity to kind of make a deep run. That Class 6 in the St. Louis, Kansas City area just seems to be loaded. And it's something, and I apologize again, something to be said for those Class 6 teams coming out of St. Louis, whether it's going to be a CBC, a DeSmet, a Seckman, in the Kansas City area. Obviously got Liberty North that won it last year at Class 6. And then you're dealing with a Lee Summit North that's very good. We'll try and get Coach Rogers on from Lee Summit North as soon as I see a final there from that Lee Summit game. But that was a touchdown game the last time I checked. So hate to kind of jinx somebody and send it to them before it becomes final. But tell you what we're going to do right now. First off, you're watching Friday Night Live here on the Missouri Sports Network, where everyone has a home field advantage. We will take a timeout and come back and run through the scores again for you from around the state of Missouri. Before we go, we do have a couple more finals here popping up. Scotland County over Crystal City, 44-20. North Callaway over Van Far, 42-22. East Prairie defeats Charleston, 47-6, and Putnam County over Gallatin, 36-14. And we'll be back after these messages.
I'll have the avocado toast minus the avocado.
So, toast.
Yeah. Everything is so expensive these days.
Hey, Chevy gets it. That's why they're keeping prices down to earth, like on the most affordable EV in America. A super strong and capable Chevy truck.
And a high-tech Chevy SUV.
Why is Chevy making affordable vehicles connected by OnStar? It's so together we can do more.
We believe banking should make your life greater. It starts with affordable options to meet today's needs and tomorrow's dreams. From smart account options that fit your style to flexible loans for what comes next. It means convenient ways to access and manage your money whenever you need it and wherever you're headed. Most of all, it takes great support. Someone you can count on for trusted guidance and to be there for you every step of the way. Great options, great convenience, great support. For life. Great Southern Bank. Understanding what really matters.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool.
On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah! Be great.
Participate! Hey, welcome back to Friday Night Live here on the Missouri Sports Network. Guy Newcomb alongside for the next hour. Coming up next, we'll hear from Hannibal head football coach Jeff Geschwender, and we have confirmed Anthony Hayes at Savannah. Also have confirmed Josh Spear from I better actually no. Joseph Collier from Capital City will be joining us at 10:30. I get my J's mixed up here as they got to win tonight over Camdenton. Other scores just now coming in. Marceline over Trenton, 29-27. As mentioned, hey, do us a favor. Hey, number one, there's 194 of you watching on my restream. I don't know how many you're watching or listening anywhere else, but hey, send us a message. Let us know where you were tonight. Let us know if you can hear us all right. Let us know what maybe you've got a coach that you want to hear from on a game. Provided they won, we'll try and get them on. Hey, go to our Facebook page, like us on Facebook, go to YouTube and subscribe, and then you will know what's going on. Let's see here. And I apologize. I'm trying to do a bunch of different things at one time. Marionville 22-20 over Ash Grove. My apologies. I said 21-20 earlier. Mid Buchanan defeats Penny. We're going to try. We're going to be back to back here on coaches here for a second. We've got coaches that phones are going dead and they're on buses and things. So we may overload you with coaches here in just a few minutes. But you're listening to the Missouri Sports Network you're listening to Friday Night Live on the Missouri Sports Network, and certainly glad that you have tuned in. There's now 200 of you watching. Hey, send me a chat. Hello, Coach Geschwender, welcome to the show.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going well, Coach. You get a big win tonight over, and you'll go to Marshall, and I'm assuming you're probably still on a bus, but tell us about tonight's game.
Oh, yeah, I mean, we still have about 2.5 hours left on the bus, but
oh, wow.
No, it was a good game. You know, we had a little hiccup on both sides of the ball in the first series of the game that kind of woke us up a little bit, and you know, kids took care of business after that. I was happy with them, but you know, we got to get rid of those hiccups. You know, at the beginning, bad series, penalties here and there, but you know, overall, I was really happy with our guys. I thought we came out and played fast and physical.
Coach, tell us a little bit about some of the players that really played well for you tonight.
Well, I mean, obviously our quarterback, you know, Waylon Anders, you know, he just does an outstanding job of managing a game and controlling the offense. I mean, he's like having a coach on the field. He sees everything moves slow for him, so he's able to
take information, bring it to the sideline going into the next drive. But he had a really good game. He was 11-14 with 140 yards and 3 touchdowns passing. I think he had another 65 yards rushing and a touchdown. So, Waylon played great. We had a couple, Mike Ferrer and Landon Essex played great in the backfield. Had a couple receivers step up and had good games. Carter Reed, Cash Grieving, Reed Holiday played great. Really, our offensive line just plays like they always do. They came out, they're running off the ball. They're moving the line of scrimmage backward, which is a good thing. Defensively, we've just continued to get better and better. Guys are just getting more comfortable. They're seeing stuff a lot better. Our eye discipline's gotten a lot better. And then special teams, holy moly! I mean, we made a ton of special teams plays tonight. We've got a lot of kids that are just itching to get on special teams and make plays, and it's really been a fun thing to see. How amped up our guys get about special teams and really understanding that is a huge part of football games, and it really showed last couple of weeks for us.
Coach, you talked about some of those players and sides of the ball they're really playing well. Any surprises on your team, or maybe you had a kid that has surprised you, or maybe a position or a group of positions that's really surprised you here after week 8?
Well, our offensive line has surprised me throughout the year, or at least from, I knew it was going to be a big learning curve. I mean, we graduated 4 offensive linemen last year, and, the guys that we had starting this year had played very few varsity downs coming into this year. So, they really came out right out of the gun and impressed the heck out of me. And, really they've just gotten better and better throughout the season, and our defensive backfield has done an outstanding job. We've had a lot of injuries in our defensive backfield, and we've had some dudes step up and really up their game and make big plays. Nick Pereira, Wyatt Dorsey have done outstanding jobs in the defensive backfield, where they were just kind of backup rotators at the beginning of the year. With some of our injuries, they've had to go in there and play every single snap the past few weeks. They've done great. In our receiving core, I knew we weren't going to have a ton of speed from our receiving core, but I knew that we were going to run good routes, catch the ball, and be good blockers out there. And they've done great out there too. We knew we had good quarterback coming back. We knew we had a good handful of running backs that are able to do a lot of good things with the ball. So, I've just been real happy with the development of, like you said, some of those guys that maybe we weren't planning on really leaning on, and now we're really are leaning on them, and they've really done a good job, really stepping up their game and doing what needs to be done.
Outstanding. Well, Coach, as always, I greatly appreciate you being generous with your time. Congratulations, and we will talk to you soon.
All right, thanks, Scott.
You bet.
Bye.
We welcome to the show now the head coach of the Republic Tigers, Ryan Cornelison. Coach Cornelison, hey, thanks for your time tonight.
Yeah, I appreciate you having me.
Coach, a big defensive effort from tonight. Talk about being able to shut out a very good team like Neosho.
Yeah, they are really explosive offensively. I thought our defensive backs did a good job covering some of those talented receivers, and they made some plays, and we were able to just go ahead and tackle them to find another down. But overall, I thought our defense, we took away the run, got some pressure on the quarterback at times, and side ball.
Coach, you've had to lean on maybe some other young men that you maybe weren't counting on coming into this season. What has been maybe a surprise? Maybe it's a position or a group of players that have really kind of taken over that maybe are playing better than what you thought.
I don't know. I don't think anybody's surprised. I knew. I think obviously when you graduate that many kids, you got to have kids the next year step up, and I feel like we've had that in a lot of different areas. Now they're getting some experience. So I don't know if there's any individuals that stand out. I know Cam Allen, some of those guys have had big seasons thus far. But I really just feel like overall as a group, they understood that a lot of new faces. Everybody was going to have to do their job and figure out ways to continue to improve. And I think that's really what we're trying to do each and every week.
Coach, as you look at going in here to week 9, the last regular season game, or just percentage points, I guess, so to speak, or maybe 4 points behind Branson. Have you got your math department to run the numbers to see if you can catch them?
I honestly, I don't really look at that. We're just going to play the best we can each and every week. And then wherever we fall in the seeding and wherever they put us to or we got to play, we'll try to be ready to play that game. Because I think sometimes when you get caught up in that, it changes the game plan, or it's just not me. It's not how I do it. So reality is we'll go play and put the best game plan we can and try to win by as much as we can. And, the key to that is trying to figure out a way to win.
Coach, you've got you're at Willard next week. What do you know about the Tigers from Willard?
We've seen them a few times on film. We haven't seen a lot of them. Obviously we'll start that process tomorrow. But new coach, new system. You have to think as the year goes that those teams get better at the end as they start getting understanding what that coach is wanting them to do. And so, I think sometimes it's tough on coaches that those first couple games, first part of the season, and then I think they obviously think they've improvement throughout the season, and anytime you got a new coach and it's a team that's playing better, I think that makes it a scary.
Coach, as you head in here to the final week and then you head into the playoffs, what's 1 or 2 or maybe 3 particular stats that you pay attention to that are going to be the reason when we wake up on Saturday morning that the Tigers from Republic won these games in the playoff to allow to make a run? Is it going to be turnovers, time of possession, penalties? What's something that you really concentrate on?
And I do have to apologize to you guys. I'm on the bus. We're up and down hills, so hopefully you can hear me. I can hear most of your question. But, yeah, some of the biggest keys for us, and it was a year ago, is time of possession. Obviously, we play our style of football. Time of possession. The key there is you want to keep the ball. You want to try to make sure you're keeping your defense on the sidelines, but then being able to punch it in when you do get down there. And I think that tonight we did a really good job of that. We had 2 guys and then found points at the end of it. And so that's big. And then our style, if you win the time of possession and then the number of possessions, whether that's through a turnover or through whatever it might be, if you win those 2 things, our style, we feel like we've got a chance to win, and so those are probably the 2 biggest keys for us.
Well, outstanding. Well, Coach, we heard almost every word, so I hope that you could hear us, and everybody out there got to hear it, and I greatly appreciate you. I know you're on a bus, and that makes it a little bit hard sometimes, especially coming from where you're coming from down there in the Osho. They're lucky they get the mail down there, so.
No doubt.
All right. Well, Coach, hey, safe travels coming home, and we look forward to our next meeting at the Quarterback Club.
All right. Sounds good. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Coach. Ryan Cornelison there with us, and he's on a bus. He's coming back from the Osho, so anybody in the Osho, I apologize for that. Lucky they get the mail, but, hey, I know it's just a long way down there. But they're right there in the heart of Southwest Missouri and the heart of Northwest Arkansas, so they may have their mail dropped into them. But certainly glad that you have tuned in. Stockton defeats Skyline 54-6. We will be hearing from Luke Rader, the Stockton coach, at about 20 after. Up next will be Anthony Hayes, and I may just go ahead and call him because he had asked me if he was supposed to call me. So we will see. There's 239 of you now watching. Hey, send us a message. Let us know where you're listening from here on Friday Night Live.
Hey, Guy, what's up, man?
How you doing, Coach Hayes?
Hey, I'm doing good tonight. Really good tonight.
Yes, you are. You got a big win tonight. Tell us about the ball game.
Yeah, it was
not without adversity. We kicked off them to start the game. They had a really nice drive, took up a big part of the first quarter and punched it in and took an early 7-0 lead. But then our kids responded, had a nice response that very next drive, put together a good drive that ended with the max out touchdown. And then defense stood the very next drive. We had a big pick by Jackson Dudek, got up 14-7, and just kind of rolled from there. Went in up 21-7 at half. Really, I talked to my kids about this last week. We were able to score right before the end of the half and then get the ball and score after the half. Those middle 8 minutes are a big deal in football. So we had a nice touchdown pass to Jaden Martinez with only about a minute or so left in the first half to go up 21-7, and then we got the ball second half and were able to go up 28-7, and I think that was a big difference in the game. But it was a fun night. I was really proud of how our kids responded to that early adversity and put the gas pedal down and got that win for the first time in a long time.
Yeah, that's got to be, it's a conference victory there. Maryville's got an outstanding program, have for years. Title programs there. Matt Webb's done a great job, and I know you two are friends as well. But as you look at what it means to the district standings, and not everybody's reported their scores yet. I know Kearney won, Smithville won, but they're not reporting yet. Have you got your math department to put it together to see where you can end up if you win next week?
No, I don't think we're just going to worry about 1 week at a time, and when week 10 comes, we'll cross that bridge. We're enjoying tonight, and to next week we got a really good St. Pius team, so we got to worry about them. We're both undefeated in conference for conference championship on the line, so we'll worry about district play later on. But tonight was a good one.
It was indeed. 42-14 was the final. You've got St. Pius next week. That game is at your place. What do you know about St. Pius X?
Well, it's my third time playing them. My first year we beat them for a conference championship, and then last year they got us at their place. Coach Simone does a great job. They got a really talented roster, and they're rolling this year. The only game they lost is to Rockhurst week 1, and we all know Rockhurst is just a traditional power Missouri Class 6. And since then they've pretty much rolled everybody. So it's going to be a big challenge. It is a home game for us, and like I said, there's a conference championship on the line, so we're going to give them our best shot.
And outside of just week 8 bumps and bruises, are you guys relatively healthy?
Yeah, we had a lot of injuries early in the year. Aiden Connectinoff, our quarterback, was out. We've lost 2 starters on defense for the season. Cooper Swan, who's a team captain, had to have shoulder surgery after the Kirksville game. Lane Wanflew was a starter, had to have knee surgery. I mean, we've already faced some pretty tough injuries early in the year that unfortunately some of our seniors, their season was cut short. So we've been pretty healthy since, and the kids that have stepped in now have been playing for 5 or 6 weeks, and so hopefully we can stay healthy as we enter the final stretch here.
Well, outstanding. Well, Coach, again, I really appreciate being part of the show. Congratulations on a big win over a very good Maryville team, and best of luck as you go forward. And hopefully we'll get to visit with you, throughout the playoffs.
Yes, sir. Always good to hear from you, Guy.
All right. You too, Coach. Thank you so much.
Have a good night.
All right. You too. Bye-bye. Coach Anthony Hayes from Savannah. He spent some time at Parkview, then at Branch, and I'd never forget, one night I had him on the phone and I referred to him as Anthony Hopkins. So, I mean, even the best of us make mistakes. But good to hear from Coach Hayes, always one of my favorites. I enjoyed visiting with him and getting to know him and at the quarterback club throughout the years that we were hosting that as well when he was at Parkview High School. Well, coming up at 10:20, we'll hear from Stockton coach Luke Rader, and then at 10:30, the Capital City head coach, Joseph Colliers. They get a win tonight over a very good Camdenton team in what was, I believe, a conference matchup for Capital City. Right now, we're going to take a quick time out and come back, and we'll get to the scores as much as we can. But, hey, it's a restroom break right here on Friday Night Live on the Missouri Sports Network. Keep it right here. And, hey, take that 3 seconds and buckle up. It's 3 seconds that could save your life. Be safe, be smart, and be here tomorrow.
In the heart of Springfield on historic Walnut Street, just blocks away from the Missouri State campus, Hammons Field, Great Southern Arena, and downtown Springfield. The Walnut Street Inn features newly remodeled rooms, breakfast served daily, and a friendly, accommodating staff. The Walnut Street Inn is also a great venue for private events. Book your stay or get more information at walnutstreetinn.com or call 417-864-6346.
Imagine a bank that goes where you go, creating seamless solutions for every step in your financial journey, allowing you to manage your money the way you want to, with a banking relationship that makes every day extraordinary. Imagine a world full of possibilities, always within reach. Central Bank. We do banking better.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 290,000 participants here in Missouri who take part in high school sports or activities.
Hey, welcome back to Friday Night Live here on the Missouri Sports Network, MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. Presented by Liona Labor's Local 663, responses our team of the week. Liona Labor's Local 663 reminding us, hey, drive safely in those work zones. Those folks want to go home to their families as well. Here as we await Stockton head football coach Luke Rader. We'll get back to the scores first from last night. It was University City over Afton 33-20. Liberty defeats Fort Zumwalt South 56-28. Seckman over Hazelwood West 41-7. Kirkwood over Ladue 41-3. Branson defeats Logan Rogersville 56-14. Mark Twain over Louisiana 24-6. Northwest defeats Parkway Central 42-0. On page 2, brought to you by Bambino's. Bambino's Italian Cafe, hosting the Quarterback Club every Monday. Doors open at 11. Food is ready at 11:30. It's a buffet-style Italian meal from one of the best in Southwest Missouri. Bambino's Italian Cafe at East Battlefield and Lone Pine. In 8-man football, it was Lockwood over Appleton City 58-34. Platte Valley defeats DeKalb 60-7. Bramer over Hardin Central 58-42. New Heights over Jasper 52-16. Keatsville defeats Northwest 68-32. Worth County over King City 60-14. Schuyler County defeats North Shelby 62-58. Oric over Santa Fe 48-22. Drexel defeats Osceola 40-16. St. Joe Christian over Princeton 74-20. Rockport defeats Tarkio 44-12. It was Slater over Paris 68-48. Mound City defeats South Holt 36-21. Knox County over Southwest 76-18. Wellington Napoleon shuts out St. Paul Lutheran 49-0. North Andrew over Stanberry 48-20. Elsewhere, West Nottoway shuts out Stewartsville 52-0. On page 2, Marionville and a barn burner. These are two state-ranked teams, Marionville and Ash Grove, number 1 and number 7 in the state. They're in the same district as well, so maybe a prelude to another matchup coming up down the road. But Marionville 22-20 over Ash Grove. Ava defeats Kabul 51-0. Lincoln over Colcamp 48-28. Adrian defeats El Dorado Springs 35-7. It was Harrisburg over Fayette 46-14. St. Vincent over Grandview 42-20. West Platte defeats Lathrop 49-14. Lawson over North Platte 28-21. South Callaway defeats Lynn 49-8. East Buchanan over Maysville 48. I'm sorry, 40-8. Mid Buchanan, and I apologize here, trying to get a hold of Coach Luke Rader. Mid Buchanan defeats Penny 20-6. Brookfield over Milan 18-0. North Callaway defeats Van Far 42-22. Pierce City over Miller 34-8. Putnam County defeats Gallatin 36-14. We welcome to the show now the head coach of the Stockton Tigers, Luke Rader. Coach Rader, thanks for joining us.
Hey, not a problem.
Coach, you get a 54-6 win tonight over Skyline. Tell us about the ball game.
We came out. I thought we played pretty well early, and on film, I thought Skyline was a pretty solid team, especially offensively. I think they do a lot of little things well. They're playing some young kids right now, but do a lot of fundamental things well, and so we kind of jumped out early. I think it was 20-0 maybe at the end of the first quarter, and then 36-0 at half, I believe. And so varsity ran one drive in the second half and went down and scored, and then we got our young kids in the game in the second half. And so it's always good to be able to get those kids in and get them some reps against the varsity team.
Coach, who kind of stood out to you tonight? It was a home game. It was senior night there at Stockton. Who are some of the players that played well for you tonight?
Up front, our offensive line has been playing pretty well. And, one really enjoyable thing about the group of kids we've got right now is they all like each other. They're not selfish. And so, we had a senior, Dennis Hale, who had never scored a touchdown, and at halftime we actually had a couple kids who were like, hey, if I get close to scoring, I'm going to go out of bounds so he can score, which that didn't happen, but we did get him in the end zone tonight, and it's just really enjoyable to have those kids pull for each other and cheer for each other, and it just helps all of them execute better. So it's hard to point out one guy that played well tonight because I felt like they all just kind of complimented each other and did their job so that everyone could be successful.
Coach, that's 7 in a row right now for the Tigers. What in particular do you feel like you guys are doing really well right now?
I think we've just been able to get better throughout the season, and obviously every coach talks about that, but been a huge focus for us to just get better each week. And we've been able to clean some things up that were our mistakes from week to week. And so, early on, I thought our offensive line played well early in the season, and we've been able to clean some things up in the run game, and our pass game has improved as the season has gone on. And I thought tonight we executed really well in both of those. And then defensively, same deal. We've played pretty well throughout the year, but at times have given up some big plays. And so over the last couple of weeks, that's been kind of a focus for us, is to try to cut those out. And so I think we're seeing improvement in those areas, and we've got a really tough Pierce City team next week, so that'll be a big test for that, but hopefully it continues.
What do you know about Pierce City? The Eagles are 5-3 on the season. What are you going to have to do next week to come out on top?
Yeah, they're huge up front, and got a really good running back, the Salazar kid. I know he's over 1,000 yards, and then they've got a couple slots that are pretty quick on the edge, and then obviously we're small school football, so all those same kids are playing on the other side, and defensively they are really aggressive.
fly downhill really well and play really physical on that side of the ball. And those big linemen are physical in the run game, so we're going to have to be ready for a physical game. I think we're probably a pretty evenly matched team, so I think it could be, one of those dogfights that didn't decide until late in the game.
Coach, it's the mathematics or the formula I don't completely understand with regards to the district seeds. But right now you're sitting in third, but you're in a tough district. You've got a Lamar team that everybody knows about Lamar. You got an undefeated Warsaw team, and they're both in front of you. Is there a way that you can catch them, or is that something that you're going to have to turn over to your math department?
I'm pretty fortunate. I've actually got 2 math teachers on staff, and one of them actually has an undergrad and master's both in math, and so we've been trying to crunch the numbers. I don't know if we are exactly right, but I think there are some scenarios where we could catch them, but we're going to need some help. Obviously, us losing week 1 to Marionville kind of puts us behind, and so if we are able, that's the big thing. We've got to take care of our end of it next week with Pure City and try to win that one and get all our points and all that. And, if we were able to do that, I still think we're going to need some help, obviously, with Lamar for sure. And then with Warsaw, it's all going to come down to, we're talking tenths or maybe even hundredths of a point. So I don't know. I'm not a math magician, so I don't know exactly what all needs to happen, but I do know it's going to be really, really close.
Yeah, you're 0.59 points behind Warsaw right now.
Yeah.
So,
and that, that getting that 1 seed is such a huge deal. You get a bye there to get some people healthy if you've got people dinged up, but then on top of that, the other 2 end up on the other side of the bracket. And, if you make it to that championship game, you only have to play one of them and have that perfect, play really, really well game one night instead of 2 nights in a row. So whoever ends up with that 1 seed is in a pretty good spot.
You bet. Well, Coach, congratulations on the big win tonight. Best of luck as you go forward, and I look forward to having lunch with you and maybe even your dad on Monday at the quarterback club.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Well, Coach Rader, thank you so much.
Thank you. See ya.
Bye. Coach Luke Rader, kind enough to join us. They got a big win, and that's a tough district. Lamar's the 1 seed right now, and they're at 48.66. And I apologize. I'm still getting phone calls out, trying to get folks on the air. But we've had a loaded show tonight. We've already had Coach Nick Bear from Seckman, Coach Geschwender from Hannibal, Coach Ryan Cornelison from Republic, Coach Anthony Hayes from Savannah, and Coach Luke Rader from Stockton. Up next here, coming up in just a minute or so, we'll have Capital City head coach Joseph Collier will be kind enough to join us. And Coach Tim Hester did call, but called during an interview, so we may reach out to him as they get a big win tonight at Circoxie, and they stay unbeaten on the season as well. Well, it's 10:29 p.m., and we'll update some scores here that we got coming across here on our chat board here just in the studio. Lawson defeats North Platte 28-21. Lincoln over Colcamp 48-28. Adrian defeats El Dorado Springs 35-7. East Buchanan over Maysville 40-8. Mark Twain defeats Louisiana 24-6. East Prairie over Charleston 47-6. Warsaw defeats Midway 40-0. And Scott City over Chaffee 41-14. Hey, by the way, we got a minute or two here. Go to our Facebook page and give us a like on Facebook at Missouri Sports Network, and go to our YouTube page and subscribe, and you'll be made aware of the various shows that come out virtually every day throughout the week, whether it be a morning update that we try and do every morning, or it's Where Are They Now Wednesdays with Playing on Sports Kent Mueller. There's On Deck with Coach Archer and D-Row. There's Huddle Up on Thursday mornings with Coach Archer, myself, and Johnny Mack as well. And then there's High School Game Day. Got a nice episode of that out today. We recognized our male and female athletes of the week from around the state of Missouri, going to North Kansas City High School for tennis player Sydney Fugger, recognized as she becomes the all-time career leader in wins in Misha history in women's tennis. And Nolan Laughlin from Blair Oaks, as he becomes the all-time career leader in extra points in Missouri State High School Activities Association history. And we caught up with our team of the week from Lee Summit North. From our team of the week from Lee Summit North and head coach Jason Rogers. And we're going to try and get him on by the end of the show tonight, but I do not know the final there in that Lee Summit North, Lee Summit North, Lee Summit West game tonight. We get that, and we'll shoot him a text. Right now, we're going to give Joseph Collier at Capital City. Now we've got Matt Perkins calling. Coach Perkins, welcome to the show.
Hey, good to be here.
Coach, a big win for Rockbridge tonight. Tell us about the ball game.
Yeah, we started out pretty hot, got a quick score after a quick stop, and they kind of were in shambles from the get-go. They put together a little drive and almost made it interesting there for the better part of the first quarter, and then we got another stop and scored on the next play, and it was just out of control from there. Put up 50-something in the first half.
Well, now you've moved to 7-1 now on the season. Tell us about what some things you're doing really well as a team.
Well, we're throwing it really well and we're catching it really well. We only had 17 total plays in the first half and had 52 points. If that tells you, the big playability that we were able to have tonight. Brady Davidson, our quarterback, is lights out. He's over 70% completion on the year. Devin Holt had a 2 or 3 touchdown night. He's approaching 1,000 yards receiving, and we have a bunch of guys that are all contributing and doing their thing.
Coach, and I know you've got it's week 8. You're going to have just normal bumps and bruises throughout the season here because it's week 8. But outside of that, are you relatively healthy?
Yeah, matter of fact, I think we're going to get a little healthier. I've been missing a starting offensive lineman for the better part of the year. He's played in 1.5 games, and I think he's going to be back next week. So we're hoping to get him back full strength. He almost played this week, and I held him. But I think we're getting ready to get a little bit stronger. He's a 3-year starter for us, so it'll be a good get.
Coach, as you look at that district, your Class 6 District 4, just 5 teams in that district, and going into tonight, you were just behind, I think, Troy Buchanan. Their score's already posted. Yours has not shown up with regards to the points, but you're not even 2 points behind them. Any chance that you could catch them once your score gets posted?
I really don't know. We have a common opponent we're going to play next week that they've already played. They beat Francis Howell by 7 earlier in the year, so it'll be a good chance to maybe sneak a point out there if we can beat Francis Howell by more than that, but more so, it'll be a good barometer for us. We know Troy's going to be a handful if we're able to make it that far, and the fact that they beat Francis Howell is a really good school, just 2 years removed from a state title. So we've got to work that out for us next week for sure.
Outstanding. Well, Coach, as always, greatly appreciate you being generous with your time. Congratulations on a big victory tonight, and we look forward to visiting with you throughout the playoffs.
All right. Thanks a lot, guy. Appreciate you.
You bet. Thanks, Coach Perkins.
Bye.
Coach Matt Perkins there from Rockbridge, as they get a big win tonight. That'll put them at 7-1 on the season. That score is not showing up right now on the Misha side, but he did mention they're going to have a common opponent next week with Francis Howell between them and Troy Buchanan. So that score definitely will have an effect on the district standings. Let's see here. We're going to try and reach out to Coach Collier there at Capital City as they get a big win as well. Tonight.
Hello.
Hello, we welcome to the show Capital City head football coach Joseph Collier. Coach, thanks so much for your time.
Appreciate y'all.
Coach, big win tonight at Camdenton. Tell us about the ball game.
Oh man, just a hard ball game. I felt like going into the game we were equally matched. Two mid teams that in our conference there that and districts that we were sitting right at even, and one of us needed to win this game and kind of see where we're going to be district wise.
6-2 now on the season. You're part of that Class 5, District 5. First off, tonight, did you come out of tonight's contest relatively healthy?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We came out pretty healthy, thank God.
What are some things you feel like you're doing really well right now as a team at this point of the season with just one regular season game remaining? I think tonight we did a good job of really just finally bouncing back from, the losses that we had that we were looking forward to, trying to go over those humps. That loss to Rockbridge kind of got us down, and then we ended up losing that game to Elias. So we're just now getting back to where we're confident. And tonight it showed that we play with a lot of heart and enthusiasm. Who were some of your players that really stood out tonight?
Bryant, one of our corners, number 6, he got 2 interceptions this evening. And the kid ran one back for a touchdown. And our running back as a whole, Jalen Thomas and Franklin, Isaiah Franklin, and JQ Richardson. Those 3 guys ran the ball pretty well tonight.
Coach, you've got a Quincy senior high school next week. They're undefeated on the season. What do you know about them?
Not much. That they needed a game last year. We needed a week 9 also, bringing Camdenton into the conference. And so, we just got film on them yesterday. And they're a team that, just watching through the film a little bit, they can throw it. They have a really good QB and a couple receivers, and their running back is really good. They're a zone team. I don't know what they're going to really play us on defense, because each game is different for us. But they're a zone team and a bubble team, and so we got to look to defend that.
Outstanding. Well, Coach, congratulations on the win, and thank you for being generous with your time tonight on the Missouri Sports Network Friday Night Live.
I appreciate you.
You bet, Coach. Safe travels. Thank you.
Yes, sir. God bless night.
Too. Coach Joseph Collier there from Capital Cities. They get a win tonight, 28-7 over Camdenton, and that makes them 6-2 on the season. As you look at that district, they're sitting, I believe, in second place behind Elias Catholic, who they lost to early this year, so they're not going to be able to catch them. But they're significant amount of points in front of Lebanon. And when I say significant, I'm talking about 6 points. So, but we appreciate Coach Collier joining us tonight there from Capital City. We're going to take a quick time out, come back, and we're going to try and track down Lee Summit North head coach Jason Rogers here and make him a friend of the show. We'll be back after these messages from the Missouri Sports Network.
I'll have the avocado toast minus the avocado.
So, toast.
Yeah. Everything is so expensive these days.
Hey, Chevy gets it. That's why they're keeping prices down to earth, like on the most affordable EV in America. A super strong and capable Chevy truck. And a high-tech Chevy SUV. Why is Chevy making affordable vehicles connected by OnStar? It's so together we can do more.
We believe banking should make your life greater. It starts with affordable options to meet today's needs and tomorrow's dreams. From smart account options that fit your style to flexible loans for what comes next. It means convenient ways to access and manage your money whenever you need it and wherever you're headed. Most of all, it takes great support. Someone you can count on for trusted guidance and to be there for you every step of the way. Great options, great convenience, great support. For life. Great Southern Bank. Understanding what really matters.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool.
On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah! Be great.
Participate! Hey, welcome back to the Missouri Sports Network. It's Friday Night Live. Certainly glad that you've tuned in wherever you may be listening from. Hope you got your seatbelt on. And welcome to the show now, Coach Jason Rogers from Lee Summit North, 34-17 victory tonight, and newly minted friend of the show. Coach, thanks so much.
Hey, I appreciate you, man. Thank you for having me, and it feels good to be a friend.
You bet. Coach, you get a big win tonight. Tell us about the ball game.
Man, I tell you what, first of all, man, I give a huge shout out to Lee Summit West, man. They played us really well. You know, they ran the ball really well and had some big plays in the air. It was a fun game, and our defense showed up and did really well. Isaiah Mosey had a monster game, 4 touchdowns. I don't have all of his stats yet, but I know he had 4 scores.
Yeah, I know. I was kind of following along that game, and I remember from our interview earlier today with Isaiah, and you talked about, hey, one of the big things we got to do tonight is we got to get him involved, and boy, he did that, didn't he?
He did, man. He's been out for about 2 weeks now, and so this was a game that he really, really wanted to come back and just do what he's capable of doing, man. I mean, he's a big play guy, and we talked about the leadership early, and so he really deserves this game.
Who are some of the other young men that played well for you tonight?
Obviously, Isaiah needs somebody to throw him the ball. So Makai Mitchell, he had a really good game. Quay Chapman, he ran the ball really, really well. Even got in the end zone, I believe, one time. And then our defense, we had forced a few turnovers, and so yeah, it was fair to say it was a total team effort.
You got to enjoy this one tonight because next week you're at Lee Summit, and that's another big game for you as well.
Yes, this game is it's going to be pretty similar. I mean, these guys have grown up together, played youth sports, whether it's basketball, baseball, football together. But this one has a lot of playoff implications. Either team needs this to be the number 1 seed in the district, and so it's a pretty big game.
Hey, Coach, did you come out of tonight's contest relatively healthy?
Yes, we're playing these games. There's some real collisions, but everybody's healthy, and we're going to use the week to get everybody as healthy as we can for next Friday.
As you look at that game next Friday, that's going to be at Lee Summit. How far apart are you guys?
Minutes. we're literally right down the street from each other. If I had to take a guess, I'd probably say about 5 to 8 minutes.
Wow. So that'll be a packed house then on Friday night.
Oh yeah, man, and we're excited. The community's excited, and Coach Miller over there, I've had a few sit downs with him, and he's a good guy, man, and I really like what he has going. But we're going to do our best to end the game in our favor.
Outstanding, Coach. First off, I greatly I was honored for you to share a couple of your players with us today, and get to visit with them and talk about them and their successes, and 2 tremendous young men. And obviously Isaiah had a big night. How about Kamari?
Corey did well. I mean, he's a guy that in our 8 games, he hasn't had a bad one. He, like I said earlier, he's the anchor for the reason. For a reason. And so another good game. I don't have his stats either, but he definitely had an impact on the game.
Outstanding. Well, Coach, once again, friend of the show, and we certainly appreciate you being generous with your time tonight after a big win. And then you've got another big game next week, and hopefully we'll get to visit with you several times here throughout the playoffs.
Hey, I'm excited, and from now on, I'm going to say, have a blessed one, friend.
You bet. Hey, you bet, my friend, and you guys have safe travels, and, hey, as always, hey, put that seatbelt on and be careful. Be smart, be safe, be here tomorrow, Coach, and thanks so much.
Thank you. Have a blessed one.
You too.
Bye.
Coach Jason Rogers there from Lee Summit North, and they got a big one next week at Lee Summit, and that is going to decide who the 1 seed is in that district, because right now Lee Summit North, they're 8-0. I'm not sure what Lee Summit did tonight. It's not posted here on the website yet, although we can get into the website tonight. Last week we had all kinds of troubles getting into the website because I don't know if it was crashed from everybody going to it, or it may have been me. But Lee Summit does get a win tonight, 63-28, coming from Coach Archer out of the green room here. So they do win, 63-28 did Lee Summit. So they're now 7-1, and that game was over Staley. And so that'll be a matchup of a 7-1 team and an 8-0 team next week. And Lee Summit's only loss is to Blue Springs South on the year, 37-21 back in week 3. So lots of things going on. We are expecting to hear from Alan Hilliard, as he was at the Kickapoo Waynesville game tonight, and at last report he still hadn't made it home. Just checking some of the numbers here on our viewership this evening, and we have went over 95,000, so we are ahead of last week's 84,000, and couldn't do without you guys out there. And just want to say, hey, thanks to everybody that continues to send us in scores, continues to attach us on their tweets, tag us in, so to speak. Couldn't do it without you, whether you're a coach, a fan, a parent, an administrator. You guys have been very, very good to us, and we appreciate everything that you do, and we encourage you. Hey, send us notes. If you've got something you'd like to hear, maybe a different format, maybe more coaches or less coaches. I don't think I could have got any more coaches in tonight. In fact, missed a call from one coach as well. We certainly appreciate everybody being a part of the show tonight. Let's run through the scores at scoreboardguide.net as we have them at this time. We're updating them continuously throughout the evening and throughout the morning as well. We'll start off first with our high school scoreboard from Thursday night. It was University City over Afton, 33-20. Liberty defeats Fort Zumwalt South, 56-28. It was Seckman over Hazelwood West, 41-7. Kirkwood defeats Ladue, 41-3. Branson over Logan Rogersville, 56-14. Mark Twain over Louisiana, 24-6. Was Northwest over Parkway Central, 42-0. Tonight, scores brought to you by Bambino's Italian Cafe. We're coming to you live from the Bambino studio. Hey, join us Mondays for the Quarterback Club. Just 3 remaining here this season, and then we'll kick off with the Tip-Off Club on December the 2nd. On the 8-man scoreboard from tonight, it was Lockwood over Appleton City, 58-34. Platte Valley defeats DeKalb, 60-7. It was Bramer over Hardin Central tonight, 58-42. And we welcome to the show now Alan Hilliard from Alan Hilliard Sports. Alan, Tell us about the game you were at tonight with Kickapoo and Waynesville. It was closer at the beginning than I thought it was going to be.
It started out fairly neck to neck till, just a 14-7 lead late going into the second quarter. But Kickapoo, a couple good plays, gave them a 2-score lead at the half. And then from there, really just was all Kickapoo at that point. And I believe 42-28 was the final, but Tigers had a couple good passes, 30-plus yard receptions for touchdowns, and then Kickapoo, the same thing. They had some runs, 40, 50-yard runs for touchdowns in that ball game. So it was a lot closer than the score made it look like there. It did get a little on the Kickapoo side, but it was a very good game to watch.
And, Alan, have you had a chance, I know we talk almost daily about the districts, and that's going to keep Waynesville probably at the bottom of that district, isn't it?
Yes, they will, because it looked like Ozark did not win tonight, so it looks like Waynesville will probably go to Ozark in that. And then that'll be a bye week for the other team, as then the one will play the winner of that game, and the 2 and 3 will play the next week, it looks like.
So the winner of the Ozark-Waynesville game gets the joy of going to Nixa.
Yes, that is the prize. That is the prize.
So you have Joplin will take on, well, actually, no, it'll be right now Kickapoo. Well, it'll just depend on, because Kickapoo's game, Kickapoo and Ozark, neither one of their games are posted here yet. So if Kickapoo jumps Ozark, then you're correct. It will be Ozark hosting Waynesville.
Did win 35-0 tonight, too, so they're going to, I think that's going to come down to points in the long run.
Hey, I've got a call that I have to take right now, okay? I'll call you back. And we welcome into the show now the head coach of the Cardinal Ritter, Brendan Spain. Coach Spain, how are you doing, sir?
I'm good. How's everything?
I tell you what, Coach, I've been looking forward to this game tonight with between you and DeSmet all year, and you guys kind of handled it 28-3. Tell us about the ball game.
I just want to make sure you can hear me. I'll just put my AirPods in. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. We've got you loud and clear.
Okay. All right. The game was it was intense. It was everything that we need as we head into the playoffs. We just want to make sure that we are battle tested. We want to make sure that we see every style of football we can see before we head in, and why not go at it with one of the top 6A schools in the state and be able to really test us and see exactly where we stand and get a good gauge for us as we head into the playoffs.
8-0 on the season now. What do you feel like at this point that you guys are doing really well as a team?
You said it. We're playing together as a team. Offense, defense, special teams. We finally had a lot of things kind of clicking tonight, which was good. The beauty of this is that, as we're heading and we're trying to three-peat, guys are still encouraged, guys are still fiery, guys are still in position, not getting bored and not getting satisfied with the game. They're still reaching, still striving to be the best player they can be individually as well as the team.
And Coach, I know we're 8 weeks into this, but outside of that, did you come out of tonight's game relatively healthy?
Oh, yes, sir. I mean, we got a couple guys kind of banged up, but come Monday, Tuesday, they'll be fine. A little ice here, a little ice there, they'll be fine. You got to keep in mind, around this time of year, nobody is 100% healthy.
Now, next week, you've got a very good team coming in with Lutheran North. What do you know about Lutheran North?
I know exactly what you said. Very good team. I know they're in Class 4. They're one of the top-ranked schools in Class 4, so we're looking forward to it. It's our last regular season home game for our seniors. Should be a great atmosphere, man, and we're looking to do what we've been doing, just going out there executing and having fun.
Coach, who are some of the young men right now that are playing really well for you?
The list goes on, man. I can go offensively, Carson Boyd. Jerrion Miller, Jamarion Parker, Deshaun Stevenson, Elijah Lucas, Manny Ellis, everybody up front, man. We just kind of all clicking together, man. The defense, we have Antonio Juju Parker, Benaz Cobb. We have Bryce Gray up front, Charles Brooks, Jade McGee. Just collectively, everybody is doing their part.
Hey, Coach, and again, we're visiting with Brendan Spain, head coach of Cardinal Ritter. Got to ask you, what was that experience like going down to St. Augustine, Louisiana, in New Orleans, and playing that game?
Oh man, that was amazing. Anytime you can go down south and play against one of the historical programs in the country with over 45 NFL players, it's amazing, man. I mean, the atmosphere was good. Just everything. It's different in the South, and I'm glad I was able to take my team down there and compete so they can be able to see that different style of football.
Outstanding. Well, Coach, as always, I greatly appreciate you being generous with your time, being part of the Missouri Sports Network. Congratulations on the win, and hopefully we'll get to visit with you again throughout the playoffs.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it. Take care and enjoy the rest of your day.
You too, Coach. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Coach Brendan Spain from Cardinal Ritter, kind enough to join us, and I got to give Alan Hilliard a call back. I had to cut him off because Coach Spain, I hadn't heard from if he was going to call back in or not. But we'll jump back on for Alan here as we finish out the show. But lots of viewers here on the Missouri Sports Network. And Alan, I apologize. I wasn't aware that Coach Spain from Cardinal Ritter was going to be calling in right at that time. But I appreciate you allowing us to get him on.
Oh, no problem there. Sounds like he had a good week going into districts again.
Yes, and he's got a Liberty North team coming in, and they're 6-1. They're a very good Class 4 team. I believe they're ranked number 1 in Class 4. They have played. The last time they played was in 2021 in the Class 3 state tournament, and that was a 20-18 win for Cardinal Ritter. So all-time record, they're 2-2 in that matchup. But I don't know that there's a better team in the state of Missouri than Cardinal Ritter.
No, that would be one of the teams to watch for Class 5 there, especially championship-wise out of that side of Missouri.
Yeah, they've won, I believe, now 35 or 36 games in a row. The last 2 state titles, one in Class 4 and one in Class 5. But just an outstanding team there. As you look at the scores tonight, and we've just got a few minutes left here, but anything surprise you as you look at the scores?
I didn't see anything too surprising, but I did see some good games on there. I mean, we had a Carthage-Webb City game that was a 1-point difference, field goal difference between the Battle of Springfield tonight, Parkview and Hillcrest. So some really good games that look like happened tonight in football.
Yeah, an Ash Grove team that kind of made a statement tonight, taking Marionville to the brink of defeat. They're in that 22-20 win. You mentioned the Webb City game. I was impressed with Republic going to Neosho and shutting out a very good Neosho team.
Yes, that is one that didn't surprise me, as much. But, I mean, I thought that was a very good statement win right there for Republic, going especially this late in the year.
All right, very good. Well, Alan, as always, I appreciate you jumping on, and we look forward to visiting here in the near future.
All right, not a problem. I will talk to you later.
All right, Alan. Bye-bye. Alan Hilliard from Alan Hilliard Sports, kind enough to join us here on Friday Night Live. And I do apologize. Well, I'm not going to apologize. We had a lot of coaches on tonight, and that was a lot of fun for me. And a special thanks to all the coaches who were a part of the show, to everyone who's been a part of it, to the guys in the green room that are helping getting scores and information out, to the coaches from across the state, administrators, parents, fans, whomever, that make sure that you're the smartest person in the stands. And, we said this for a long time when I was with ESPN Radio. Hey, you want to be the smartest fans in the stands? Hey, follow the Scoreboard guy. and we'll make sure that you know as much as we know. And there's not many that know more than the folks here in this room as far as scores. Now, a lot of people know other things a lot more than me, but scores, I don't know that anybody else gets as many as we do. So, anyway, hey, and as always, the Missouri State Highway Patrol reminds us to take that 3 seconds and buckle up. It's 3 seconds that could save your life. Be safe, be smart, and be here tomorrow.